So this is going to be a video that runs through most of the process of actually processing a Phenocam for a given season. So like end of season or start of season. And I apologize, it's probably a little choppy, but we'll muddle through. So this assumes that you've already done the actual, you've figured out what the ROIs are by using that other video that I made. And so I'm gonna do a run from end of season 2021 for this camera, which is the 118 13th Street Northeast. So I've got some videos here for this camera, and you can see that there are a few that probably need to be processed. So I should actually look back and see what's there. So it looks like the last thing that was done was end of season 2020. So maybe I'll start with the beginning of season 2021. So I'm going to start with looking at this 002, since this is clearly was downloaded September of 2021, so probably pertains to spring or start of season of 2021. So I've downloaded this video, and now I want to see what it looks like, to see when it starts and ends. So you can see here that it looks like it starts on 2021-03-15. Just kind of go through it, make sure it doesn't look super bad. And it goes to 6/18. And so what I would like us to start doing is actually renaming the file names with the start and end dates of these of the video. Like this. So that's a lot more informative. I also want to see what this other video is to see if it contains anything that I need. So here's that other video, and the answer is probably going to be yes. It just continues. So 6/18 through July 30th. So I do want to also extract data from this, but I'll first do the renaming. So this does beg the question of what happened after 7:30. I don't know the answer to that one. Maybe you do, but these are the sorts of things that would probably be good to jot down in notes or a spreadsheet somewhere so we know what's going on. Okay, so the next step I'm just following the instructions here, is going to be to use this free video to JPEG converter. And so first I'll set up an output frames folder. And this is going to be, we call this SOS 2021. So we can output frames into that folder, and then we can add files. And I'll start with the 3:15 video. Actually, maybe I can just do both. Just throw them both in there. And I want every frame. And we'll get this thing going after setting the output appropriately, of course. So this is going to do its thing. I'll let it go. Okay, so that process completed and created 2 subfolders in here, but I'd rather just grab all these images and put them together. It is important that you can only do this if you know that they're going to order themselves properly by file name. And that should be the case with the way that these are dated. So we've got the 3:15 files should come before the the 06. So 03 comes before 06. So we'll grab all these and cut and paste them out here. So I moved those all over, and you can see that we've got the 0315 ones, and then it switches over and starts the numbering over again, but I think that's okay for the next set of dates. So I will delete these folders to keep things clean, and then eventually I'm going to delete all these files too after we create the daily images, because we can always track back to the videos if we need to. So time to do a Phenocam video to selected frames to process a best daily set. So I'm going to open up this R code, load some libraries. Then I'll set all these parameters per the instructions. So I've updated a few things here, but now I'm to the part where I have to make sure that we're looking at good images at the beginning and end of the set. So I'll go back and look at large images and see when this starts. So, you know, mid-morning, that's fine. So that looks okay. And this ends in the afternoon. I think that's all fine. But I did want to grab the dates there. So we've got 7:30, and it should be a 3:15 in the beginning. Yep. So I need to enter those into R. So starting 3:15 and ending 7:30. Run this second block of code. Control Enter just because. And then I'll run the third block, which will probably take a little while. Okay, that code finished running. Took a long time. I don't know, maybe a half an hour. So keep that in mind when you're running these big sets of images, that you might want to set this running at night. You could even make temporary copies of this file and run multiple sets of images at the same time. So there's ways to be efficient about this. So we'll move on to number 4 here. Time difference of 0 days. That's good. That's what we want to see. And I know the threshold between day and night as far as brightness was hard-coded above. We didn't change it. It's 0.35, and that looks fine. You can see the plus signs were classified as night, and the open circles are classified as day. So looks good. So then I'll go into that output folder, which is the daily images, and I would just look to see kind of a general sense of, does anything look really bad? So I'll just switch over to extra large icons. If it's just some blur from water, I will just let it be, and you know, I don't notice any major issues here. Nothing too exciting to look at, so I would say we're good to go there. As a final step, now we'll go back and delete all these input frames, just because these are going to be huge data sets, and it's not that hard to generate these again from the video if we need to. So now we're on to ROI processing. So I've got R open, and you just need these 2 lines of code. I just typed them in each time. I don't even have an R file. Let me just clear out my other stuff there. And We'll just run that code and it will bring up this Shiny app where we can do the actual work. So I need to go get the images off the F drive. Just keep hitting these little carrots here or else I think it'll freak out. DC Phenocam. So this is what I just made. So daily images, select that. That's going to load for a bit. Well, I did not plan my time very well, so I'll need to stop right there so I can consider this part 1, and we'll pick up with part 2, which will be the ROI drawing itself.